palette can be found at the left side of the user interface. It also depends. You can also change its location from anywhere you want to put it. So this is how the properties palette works. You can also manipulate it anyhow you want to see your properties palette. Hello everyone, I always welcome you to the course. My name is Jan Sasu Emmanuel and the name of my channel is Infinity Build Console. Please subscribe for update videos. Hello, what's up guys? This is live from Infinity Build Console, providing you with online Revit tutorials from beginners to pro. So welcome to another episode of our Revit course. So guys, on today's tutorials we are going to learn about properties palette. So when we talk about properties palette, what is properties palette in Revit? So this is the user interface we have as anytime you open your Revit file. We have the working area, we have the tools area, the ribbon tabs, we have the projects browser, and we have the properties palette. So the properties palette can be found at the left side of the user interface. It also depends. You can also change its location from anywhere you want to put it. So this is how the properties palette works. You can also manipulate it anyhow you want to see your properties palette in your Revit. So today our main focus here is to learn about the properties palette and how it works in Revit. So let me hold here and put it at the left side as we saw it first. So a few things that we have to cover under the properties palette. Anytime you come to the properties palette, you will see this first under the properties palette. This shows you the area in which you are. So we are in a 3D, so the properties palette tells us we are in the 3D. So in case I come to the ground floor plan, the properties palette tells me I'm in the ground floor plan. So that's one thing about the properties palette. So when I come to the 3D views, it tells me that I'm in the 3D views. When I come into the floor plans, it tells me I'm in the floor plan. Okay, that's one thing about the properties palette. And also we have this thing which talks about common elements. So in case I want to select a specific element in my Revit file, in case I want to select a bedroom here, I can select all without using the filter. Then when I use the filter, it filtrates the element in which I don't want. But with the common here, I can select or search for my bedroom. So in case, let me use the door. So I can change the door properties from here. But with this, I'm only having one properties here. So under the common area, it tells me to also change elements at a specific without deselecting my element. So let me explain how it works. I said at the properties palette, this one is called common. The common helps you to select specific elements in your model without deselecting everything. And I did an example by selecting this. When I want to use the filter, unless I check the things that I want, or let's see, I want the doors only in the floor, I have to click on OK, and it's going to select the doors and the floor for me. But under the properties palette, the common area helps you to select a common element without deselecting the element, like the column like this. So I can select everything and also change the column size from here. Changing the column sizes from here. So let me do undo to maintain our drawing in which we have earlier. Okay, and also the properties palette has arrows in which it can hide various extents, but before that we are going to talk about how it works. Under the properties palette we have graphics. The graphic deals with what the views in which you see, how you want to see your drawing plan, how you want to see a view in your drawing. So under the graphics, this deals with the scale, this deals with the course or the detail view in which you want, and also we have the visibility graphics in which controls the model element. We also have the graphic display options which deals about the colors, and also the realistic elevation, the model display. We also have the transparency under the graphic display options. We can also put in a shadow in our model, and also we have lighting. So this also helps us in rendering. So if you are an architect and you want to render, this is for you. You can manipulate your artificial lighting, your sun lighting, and various kind of things here. After that, you can also set your view as what a view template. So these are a few things under the graphic display. So under the graphics, we also have underlay. So underlay, this comes in when you want to insert another drawing from a client or from a co-worker into your model. You have to underlay the drawings so that you see what you want to do. And also when you have an existing building and you want to do a proposed building, you can bring the existing drawing and also insert the proposed drawing. So this is meant for underlays. And under underlay we also have the extents. The extent means extension. Extension means things that you want to see, how you want to extend your drawing, where you want to capture. So under the extension you have the crop view, the crop region view, you have the annotation crop, and also you have the view range. So the view range also deals with what the level in which you want to see, and the crop view deals with what the plan elevations or the plan extent in which you want to see. We also have the section box and column symbol offset, and we have the depth clipping. So these are a few things under the properties palette. After that we have the identity data, in which deals about what we are identified at the working area. So when you see this is what the ground floor plan from our project browser. So the view template in which we are using is just none, but the view name is what ground floor. The dependency is what independent. So this is an independent drawing on its own. We have not put them on sheet, or the title on the sheet is none, and sheet number is what A105. The sheet name is what ground floor plan, and the reference sheet is what A109. After that we have the facing. The facing deals with what demolish, adding a lot of stuff into your building. So this is a new construction. So when I click here, I have the existing area and what a new construction area. So under the facing you can also filter your drawings in case you have a demolished building and also a proposed building. When you click on this show here, it tells you the element in which you want to show, either showing the previous, either showing the complete, and also showing the previous plus the demo. So this is what we have under the properties palette. We have the view name area, which tells you anywhere you are when you open a stuff in the properties palette. And we also have the common area, in which helps you to select a specific element and change its size. Apart from that, we have the edit type area. So the view in which we are watching, you can also manipulate the view here with the call out and with the reference and with the identity data. So the edit type also helps you to change the various size of elements or various size of tools you have. In case, let me give you an example. When I select this wall under the properties palette, it provides me the properties of the wall. So the wall we are having has a constraint location, which is wall center line, and the base constraint is block plan, and the base offset is minus 300. We also have the top constraints, which is up to roof level, and the top offset is -0. So this is an example of how the properties palette works. So anything that you select at the working area gives you a property. Anything that you select at the ribbon area gives you a property here. So this is how it also works. So when I select this one, I can do edit type and also have this pop-up menu in which helps me to edit the type of wall in which I want. So I can use the duplicate area to give maybe a thickness in which I want. If maybe 200 mm, I can key in. After that, I'll use the structure area to change the width or the thickness of my wall, and then I can do OK from here. So immediately I do that, the thickness of my wall changes to 200 mm. You can also take in a dimension to see that what you did was right. So let me do undo for now. Okay. So this is how the properties work. The edit type works at the properties palette. So we are going to use various tools at the properties palette and see how it works. So the first thing that we are going to use is the view scale. Under the view scale, Revit always comes with their own scale or a default scale. You can also do a custom scale. So when I do this 1:1, it changes my scale from a custom scale to 1:1 scale, and also I can change it back to 1:100. And also with a default scale, we have 1:1, 1:2, 1:5, 1:10, 1:20, 1:25, 1:50, 1:100 up to. So in case you don't have a default scale, you can come to this arrow and do a custom scale. Under the custom scale, when you check the scale value is 1, then you specify the scale in which you want. In case 175 or 1:75, then you specify it as 1:75. And also we have the display model, in which talks about how you want to see your drawing. In case you want to see your drawing in a half tone or in a half base, you just have to do half tone here. Then your drawing will half tone its format. Also, you can choose not to display anything at all, and everything will hide here. So that's one thing about the display model. We also have the detail level, which talks about in case you have a detail element in your drawing, such as wall details, 2D components. You can specify how you want to see. We have the coarse, we have the medium, and we have the fine. So we have the show part visibility here also as well. And the next thing is for the detail number. The detail number comes when you only have your drawings on sheet. The detail number only comes when you have your drawing on sheet. So the detail number comes when you have your floor plans on sheet. So in case I have this floor plan, and let's say let me duplicate it So immediately I duplicate it and I have level 2, I can decide to change the name by right click and change the name to any name in which I want. So now this is the floor plan in which I have, but when I come to the graphic display I can't find any detail number. So let's try and put this drawing on the sheet. So before we can do that, we have to browse through where our sheets can be found. So let me do ground floor. Now I'll go back to where my floor plan is, which was this, and I can place them on sheets like this. So immediately I place them on sheet. Now I have a detail number here as number 3. So this was number 1 and the 3D is number 2 and this one is number 3. That's how the detail number works. So get notice of it. Also we have the rotation on sheet. You can choose to rotate your drawing 90 degrees clockwise and also 90 degrees counterclockwise. So I can choose to change it to clockwise. When I come back to my sheet, it has been rotated. So that's how it works. Also we have the visibility graphics in which we've made a video on it. If you haven't watched it, check out the top here at the link here. You get that video to watch. We have the display model in which we are going to do a video about the display model. And we also have the orientation. We have the project. Under the orientation we have the true north and also the project north. So the true north deals with what the land or the specific true north of the land in which you bought. So engineers or let's say architects normally use the true north and the project north very well. So when you click on this arrow, we have the project north and the true north. And also we have wall joint display. So you can manipulate your walls by using this graphic display. We have discipline. The discipline talks about what the various discipline in which you have in Revit, like the architecture discipline, the structure discipline, mechanical discipline, MEP discipline. So this is the discipline in which you have to set. If you are an architect or you are a structure engineer, you have to specify the discipline in which you want to use. After setting the discipline, you have to categorize your drawing elements in the format in which you want, or in the discipline in which you want. You already know that architects have what walls, windows, and structure engineers have columns and beams. So you get what I'm trying to explain. So we also have what the color scheme location, in which mostly the architects use it to identify their color background and stuff. After that, we have the color scheme. The color scheme also helps you to identify various rooms by using this color scheme. We have the display analyze, default analyze display style. So this display helps the structure engineer to analyze his components or his structure elements. So these are a few things in which we can see under the display by having the scale and also the rotation, the visibility graphics, and the graphic display options. We also have the orientation under the graphic display. And we also said that anything that you select from your working area or any element that you select, if it's a door or a window, it provides you with properties. So the next thing that you are going to talk about is the underlay. So as I said earlier, the underlay, you can decide to underlay your drawing and set a specific height form. So you can choose to this is a ground floor. So I'm going to do an underlay of ground floor, and also tell them that I want my top view should be a roof, and I'll do up. So immediately I do up, it shows the extent or the roof overhand in my floor plan. That's how the underlay works. Okay, so the next thing is the extent, which I talks about what the extension in which you want to see. So we have the view crop. When I check in the view crop, I have to check in the view region visible or the crop region visible, which is a line or a rectangle. So I will decide where I want to see. So this is the crop view. I decided to crop this area. After that, I will uncheck my crop region visible. So we also have the annotation crop, which deals with what kinds of annotations in which you want to crop it out. So let me set it back. After that, I can choose to hide my crop region box. So the next thing after the annotation crop is what the view range, and the view range deals with what height. So with the extension, these three elements deals with what the plan views, or deals with elements in the plan views, area in which you want to crop out, area in which you want to crop out, such as what a detail element maybe from the roof. You can choose to crop these various elements. Under the view range deals with what height. So when I use the edit type here, it will provide me with what the various height in which I have, which has what the top, the cut plane, the bottom, and the view depth. So this works with what a cut view what in the section or in various elements. So when you check the view range in which you want, the primary range is what the ground level, and the bottom is what -300, and the level 2 is -300. So in our tutorials to come, we are going to use the various view range and explain into much details. You can also check it out or manipulate it yourself. If you don't understand anything, kindly put at the comment section box. So when you click on this show, it explains more in depth about how the view range works in Revit. Okay, so I'll do okay for now. We also have the section box and the column symbolic offset. Apart from that, we have the identity data. The identity data talks about what you want to identify, or the type of element or the type of floor plans in which you are putting on sheet. So this one identifies what the floor plans in which you are working, as I said earlier. So this one is the floor plan. Immediately I come to the block plan, it changed the view name to what a block plan, and also give me an in-depth or an information on my drawing. So this talks about the reference sheet. So in case you want to see the sheet in which you place your block plan, you just have to search for what A104. So let's search for A104 at the project browser. So when you search for A104, then it means our sheet has been placed what on the reference sheet of what A104. So these are a few things I want to explain in the properties palette. And I also said we have the facing, which I've explained by when you have a demolished model and you have an existing model. This is where to manipulate those kind of things with the existing and with the new construction. So guys, I hope you've learned something new about the properties palette. We said we have the facing, we have the identity data, we have the extent, we have the underlay, we have the graphics. And I also said that any element in which you select gives you a property, a property in which you can edit the type of property or the type of size in which you want. And I also said that when you select everything, you can use your properties palette to select the common ones or a specific element or a specific element in which you want, and you change the size or you change the quantity of it. So if you are not part of the family, please kindly hit on the subscription button. If you have any comment, kindly put it at the comment section below. I'll provide a lot of videos under the description button, so view it and watch our tutorials. Watch the next video here. Okay, thank you, peace, shalom, bye.